Well, we've made this a bit of a tradition over the last, I don't want to say, but 12 years that as she gets ready to head to the Olympics, she always takes some time to come back and chat with us back at home. She is getting ready for her fourth Winter Games and coming in hot, dominating the World Cup circuit right now. She is a Baltimore native. Although she did go to high school north of the border, we still count her. She's one of ours. She's Summer Britcher, and she's back with us now here on GCR. Summer, it's Glenn. It's always great to see you. Thank you for taking the time for us.
Thanks for having me.
Summer, I was gonna ask the dumb guy question of how is this one different than when you were 19? But I feel like everything's different than when you were 19. Um,
Yes.
how is this one different than even say the last one, right? What does the fourth one mean to you that maybe is unique to the first three times that you made a trip to the games?
Um, Honestly, I think it's just where I'm at kind of mentally. Like I feel like I've never been um in this solid of a position when it comes to competing, just being I mean, maybe not since I was 19 actually. I have been so excited just to compete and take part and feel that joy. So maybe it's the most similar to when I was 19
Hmm.
because I think there were so little expectations on me. There was no pressure, so I was able to really um, kind of thrive in that situation. And then from there, I had more success, and with more success came more pressure. And with that, it took me a long time to sort of learn how to deal with that, both internally and externally. So now I think I'm just going in just very grateful that I've been able to have such a long career that I'm going to my fourth Olympics. That's crazy. So just really grateful to have that opportunity and just really want to make the most of it.
Do results drive that? This is a chicken and the egg question that I think could be asked of any competitor, right? Do results drive that mentality, or does that mentality drive results, right? Which comes first? Do you start feeling good where you are mentally, and all of a sudden you're like, oh look, now I'm winning, or do you win and then you're like, oh right, now I feel really good?
I think it's I mean, I think it can be either. I think for me, at different points in my career, it's been both. Um, I think this time around, it was definitely mentality drove results. I really wasn't. I mean, if you look at the last few seasons, I have not had a lot of great results. So, um, but I just went into this year all right, I really want to enjoy it. Um, and with that started off snowballing some good results, and then once you start getting the good results it snowballs and snowballs, and then it becomes kind of circular. But yeah, I definitely think this time around it was an attitude change first and just focusing on what I can control more. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun this year.
So I would imagine a couple of World Cup wins will do that, obviously. Summer, I wonder, and you always have to forgive me for my naivete about the sport, right? I hope that whenever I ask a question, I genuinely am trying to learn, because I feel like somebody would say, hey, how do you improve, right? How do you get better times? Aren't you just sliding down a hill? How could you? How does that work that you get to this deep into your career and you're getting some of the best results you've ever had?
Yeah, if only we were just a
I
hill and
know that
sliding down a hill,
I
that would
know
be
that's not
so.
true. I know that's
No,
not
I
true.
know, I know.
Please don't be offended.
No, I'm not offended at all. I'm just saying, man, if it was that boring, I probably would have retired years ago. But there's so much to the sport, and that's what's kept me in it for so long. Is I've felt like, okay, there's still more that I can improve on. I haven't achieved my peak or achieved my best, and that's what's kept me here this long. Um, there's a lot that happens on the sled people don't see, steering through pressures and everything. The more it looks like you're not doing anything, the better you're doing. Um, and always shifting technology, new technology, or working differently with the technology, from how our sleds are set up. And I mean, really, it's any sport is just trying to make something extremely non instinctual feel instinctual. So, sliding down a icy track at 85 miles per hour is not a normal thing to
I
do.
we've talked.
So, so the longer you're doing it, the more runs you have, the more that all of those fine-tuned motions and steers and everything becomes instinct. And so that whole process is just never ending.
Summer Britcher is with us here on GCR. She's getting ready for Italy and the Olympics. Summer, you reference that it's not normal. I would say it's downright psychotic. Um, you've been through injuries. I know you went through an injury the last Olympics, right? Has there ever been one that's made you stop and say, do I need to keep doing this? Like, would I? Has there ever been an injury that's made you second guess anything about whether it's worth it to keep pursuing this, whether it might be time for you to think about it? Have you ever dealt with that?
I have dealt with those feelings. I wouldn't say directly stemming from an injury. Um, but yeah, I've definitely dealt with like, what am I doing? Is this worth it to keep going? But I would say that more comes in like the lulls of like no improvement, the lulls of like, okay, am I actually enjoying this? Like, what am I doing? I'm putting my life on hold. I'm living out of a suitcase for 4 or 5 months out of the year, away from my home and my friends and everything. And um, yeah, so there have been a lot of those moments of like, okay, what am I doing? And there have been times where I haven't really liked the sport anymore, but I'm pretty stubborn and I I was pretty determined to I was like, if you can control all these other variables, I think you can control your mentality and your commitment to something. So I just really wanted to get to a place where I loved it again. And I instead of in those lulls when I thought about being done, instead of being like, okay, I'm done, I retire, whatever, I just tried to find any way to get back to really loving the sport again.
I would assume from the outside that part of driving would be the for everything you've accomplished, the podium at the Olympics has alluded you to this point. Is that still a big are you at peace, hey, it might never happen if it doesn't. I've had an amazing career, I don't care. Or is that still seriously something that's driving you and making you say, no, I'll keep living out of a suitcase. I'll keep being away from people because I want to feel that feeling of standing on that podium at an Olympics.
It's kind of both. Because I used to kind of feel like if you I would have that goal of like a result or something and like focus on it so much and like want it so badly, but it's just not something you can control. So yes, I very badly want that. It would be a dream come true. It's the biggest dream of mine at the minute. But it's not a goal of mine, and that's kind of the distinction.
Hmm.
My goal is to at the Olympics be really effective in my training, and then just when it comes to the competition runs, just um, not slide, worried about making mistakes, not be so concerned of, oh no, if I mess up, I can't get that medal. I just want to be really competing to the best of my ability and just really appreciating and enjoying the moment because that's, I've spent the last 4 years training for these Olympics, or you could look at it as the last 20 years training for these Olympics. And I've been in the position where I was a medal contender and I found myself on the other side of the Olympics with no medal in 2018. And I had this feeling of what was that all for? So when I decided to stick around for this Olympic quad, I just really didn't want that. I was like, it has to be about more than the medal. If I'm going to be here training, putting my life on hold, not putting my life on hold, this is my life, but I have to have a career after this at some point. So delaying that. Um, I want to be proud to be able to walk away really happy with having spent the time doing this, medal or no medal.
That's cool.
Because 4 years ago, I broke my finger 3 weeks before the Olympics
Yep.
and eliminated any chance at a medal. And it was like, okay, so you just can't, I mean, you can't control so many variables that go into your place in a result. I can only control what I do.
How much do you know about the track in Italy? I don't know, how much you've been able to spend time there. I don't know, again, my naivety. I don't know anything about it, and how it compares to other tracks. And is it the type of track you would perform well on? Like, how much do you know about it?
I got a chance to slide on it twice this fall. We had one training week. So everyone except for the Italians basically has had the same amount of training on the track in Cortina. So the whole world went for International Training Week this fall, getting on it for the first time. And then about a month after that, I think we had a test event race there. So I've had 2 weeks on the track. I loved it. I had a ton of fun. I would say it's a style of track that I really like. It kind of reminds me of Pyeongchang, South Korea, which I really enjoyed that track as well. Um, and it's also like just incredibly beautiful there. There's these
It's cool.
crazy mountains that are unique to anything I've ever seen. Usually the sun is shining. I hope it's shining when we're there. So it's like it's just easy to be in a good mood and have a good attitude
That's
when you've
really
got
cool.
Cortina as your surroundings.
Physically, I referenced the differences between now and when you were 19. Physically, when you finish a run, what is the difference at that you're feeling at 31 as in compared to when you were 19?
You know, I feel like you're calling me old.
No, because I'm
No,
42. So I assure you, I'm saying that we all in our 30s start to notice
yes,
that we're not 19 anymore.
yes. So last year I was 30 years old, and after I turned 30, I had this running joke all year, and I would say, I'm not in my 30s, I'm just 30.
I
I'm
like
not
that.
in
Yeah,
them yet
I
because
like
it's
it.
zero. Zero doesn't count for anything. Um, but I would say this year I have noticed. Maybe last year I should have noticed, but I was just delusional. But recovery is a little bit harder. Get a little more tired more easily. So I just have to be smarter off the ice about how I'm recovering from training and smarter with my time. But that is a little different from being 19 when I think I would eat like
Hang on,
not the
actually.
best
Wait a
food, and
second.
then when it finally caught up to me, I'd be shocked that I like couldn't perform well. Yeah.
How much of that is an issue at the everybody always talks about that at the Olympics that like in the village you don't, I know it's all the greatest athletes in the world, but like there's a lot of McDonald's and stuff like that. Like how much of an issue is that when you actually get to the Olympics? Again, particularly given that you're trying to take better care of yourself at this point.
It's been. I mean, in my experience, like the food in the villages has always been fine. Like it gets a
Okay.
bad rep for being bad, but oh, sorry,
You're
low
good.
power.
You're good.
It gets a bad rep for not being good, and it's like it's not good, but it's because it's a buffet serving hundreds of people, several hundred people. So it's like if you've ever been,
Like on a
to
cruise
a
ship.
college buffet, like
Yeah.
any like mass dining hall situation, the food's
Yeah.
only gonna be so good.
That's fair.
But I've never had an issue with finding plenty of options. It's just, it's not the best, but it's just it's what the situation is. When you're
It
preparing food for hundreds of people, it's
Yeah, I know. No, that makes complete sense. Is the experience still a big deal, or are you kind of over that? Like, I've done that. I've done the pins. I've done the getting to know everybody. Like, I'm just here for business at this point.
no, it's definitely still a big deal.
Okay.
Especially after Beijing being
That's right.
so
Yeah, like nobody
sad for the
there.
people of the
Yeah.
Olympics. No fans, like no interaction, and
Yeah.
even there's usually so much like I don't know, like everyone's so excited to talk to people from different sports and different countries and meet and interact. And even at the few events I went to in Beijing, it was like, oh, you didn't want to get in a gondola with a stranger. You didn't want to talk to anyone, like, because we were getting COVID tests every single day, and you'd be, it just, you wouldn't be able to fly home if you tested positive. And um, so they really, I mean, they did a fantastic job making the most out of it, but there was a pandemic going on still. So coming out of that, going to an Olympics for now, my family, some friends, my boyfriend can all
That's
come over and watch and support. It's I'm very excited, and I'm really excited for the pin trading as well.
that's cool.
I have a full shadow box of pins from the last three Olympics.
Nice.
And I told our sports pro, I don't know if he'll remember this, but I told the USA Luge's sports program director, I think like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, maybe I said, if I keep going and make another Olympics, you have to buy me a bigger shadow box because I'm going to have more pins.
Wait, so hang on. I guess that answers the question. Like you're not like thinking this is it. You're thinking we could still be doing this. Like that you still have time in you to compete.
Oh, I'm not making any I'm getting more pins in a couple weeks.
Oh, that next Olympics. Got it. Okay, got it. Got it.
But no, I'm just focused on this right now. I'm not making any decisions.
I appreciate that.
Until after the season for the future.
You mentioned your family. I think everybody knows your father, fire chief extraordinaire in
Yes.
Baltimore, beloved figure. I know what a big deal it's been to your family? Is it still like, are they still living and dying on every race? Like every time, is it still like that at this point, or is it at some point like, hey, text me, let me know how you did this time?
You know, that's a great question. I think they still watch most of the races. They definitely do, because I think they just they don't really reach out to me if I don't do well, because I think they know I don't want
Yeah,
to
don't
talk.
got it.
But
Yep.
yeah, they're usually pretty quick with a congratulations right after. But yeah, my dad actually, he just retired after, I think,
Oh, awesome.
over 40 years in Baltimore City Fire Department. So
That's so cool.
um, incredible career out of him there,
That's
and
so cool.
I think he does miss it quite a bit, but
Understandable. He's a legend. I mean, he's an absolute legend. Congratulations, Bill. That's awesome. Very, very cool. And then I guess just to kind of bring it all full circle, right? Like, because we've talked about your background and how you ended up, and it's such a cool story of how you were just like, that thing, I'm gonna go try that. Like, I love everything about it, right? How would you define what luge has meant to you, Summer? Like, you've been such an important part of the sport for so long. You've been so successful, but what has the sport done for you, and what has it meant to you to be Summer Britcher, luger extraordinaire?
I mean, it's done everything. Like, I've had so many incredible opportunities from doing this sport, but I think that comes from sport in general. Um, I've made incredible friends, learned incredible lessons, gotten to travel the world, compete. I mean, I'm a competitor at heart, so to do anything, to have the privilege to compete at like the highest level is just the best privilege in the world. Um, but yeah, I guess it's hard. I don't know anything different. I've been doing this since I was 11 years old, so it's hard to understand, I think, what my life would be like if I had not found luge and not done this. Yeah, because it's been like 2/3 of my life now that I've been in this sport. So it's been, I mean, it's given me everything, because it is pretty much my whole life.
And may there be an even greater accomplishment about to occur, and an even greater moment within the sport. It's at Summer Bell, correct, on Instagram,
Yes.
and Summer Britcher on Twitter.
Yes. Summer Britcher on Twitter and TikTok, and Summer Bell on
Excellent.
Instagram.
Give her a follow as we get ready for the start of the game. Summer, we are rooting like hell for you back here this way. May this be just the greatest couple of weeks of your life, and may we all be celebrating it. Thank you, as always, taking the time for us. Good luck and enjoy.
Thank you so much.